Good morning, students. I hope everybody is doing good. And as you all know that in the previous video, I have started the revision of time series concept. So which I have taught the introduction of time series, and then what are the requirements, essentials of time series, and then uses of time series, and then components of time series. Just I have explained the secular trend. Now today few more components, I mean the remaining components like seasonal, cyclical and irregular variation I would like to discuss. So let us see now seasonal variations. Seasonal variation, the name, the heading itself may give you the brief idea about what we are going to learn, right? What we are going to learn. Here the seasonal variation, season, generally these seasonal variations are very regular, periodic and short term variations in a time series. Then what is the definition of seasonal variation? Seasonal variations are regular, periodic and short term variation in a time series. Generally the period of seasonal variation would be within 1 year, as you all know that. So every 1 year that particular season, it will definitely fall in during so and so months. Clear? So obviously it can be predictable, isn't it? Seasonal variation can be easily predictable. Suppose for example during rainy season, the sales of umbrellas, sales of raincoats would always be higher than the regular days, isn't it? Then is it not the predictable thing? And what are the main causes for this seasonal variation? First one is like a climate and weather conditions. Remember, climate and weather conditions are the major cause for this seasonal variation. Second one is customs, traditions and habits of people. So as you all know that our customs and traditions keep on changing, isn't it? So first point what I said, it's what are the major factor, I mean causing the seasonal variation is climate and weather conditions. The result of natural forces causes seasonal variation. What are those? Rain, and then seasons, summer season, winter season, rainy season, spring season, right? All these, generally these are all like climatic and weather conditions. It depends, it changes. Like umbrellas are sold more in rainy season, and in winter season sale of woolen clothes will increase. In summer season the sale of ice creams, cool drinks etc will also be increasing. These are all like a natural calamities which we can easily predictable. Then what about our customs, traditions and habits? They are just like a man-made conventions according to our comfortable conventions. So we have made some restrictions as well as some traditions, right? For example, there is a custom for wearing new clothes, preparing sweets and buying crackers for Diwali, Dasara, Christmas, etc. Generally these three things will be observed very casually in everyone's home, right? That is one of the custom. Okay, so there is a custom of wearing new clothes, and then preparing more number of sweets, and then buying crackers during especially Diwali and Dasara time, and then Christmas. So all these are kind of just man-made conventions. At that time there will be a more demand during these festival times only. There will be a more demand for clothes, sweets and crackers, isn't it? There will be a more demand for this, and most of the students buy books and stationery in the first few months of the reopening of college. Generally in the month of April, May, June, these 3 months the sales of notebooks, stationery which are related to your academics, definitely it will be a more, isn't it? These are all like a man-made conventions. What we kept our traditions and customs and habits, they are just like our own self conventions. They are clear. Now there is one note here: seasonal indices are used for the measurement of seasonal variation, generally for finding, for measuring the index, the changes from one period to another period in seasonal variation. we use seasonal indices. Clear? Now, the third one is cyclical variations. What does it mean, cyclical variation? It's a oscillatory variation, remember. So where it started, there it ends again. It's a circular motion. Most of economical and business activities or business time series are influenced by the wave like changes of prosperity and depression. Obviously, in everyone's common life, these two are quite natural. Prospering yourself in your future as well as going under depression also, it's a common thing, right? These two are like a wave kind in everyone's life. Changes would occur in everyone's life. Here, specifically we have mentioned most of the economic and business time series are influenced by the wave like changes in prosperity and depression, etc. There is a periodic up and down moment. Here cyclical variation means generally it will be a periodic up and down moments. The moment is known as cyclical variations or oscillatory variations. Cyclical variation is an oscillatory variation which occurs in 4 stages generally, namely prosperity, recession, nothing but decline, depression, and improvement, recovery, right? These are the 4 stages which casually normally happens in everyone's life, not only especially for economists as well as business people. In everyone's common life, these 4 stages are quite normal. What are those? Prospering, and then recession, depression, and then recovery from the past depressions. So one cycle consists of 4 stages which are in a period of few years, and that period cannot be defined exactly, but this period only you will be prospering, this period only you will be, we cannot fix that period, but generally while observing it, it may be of 3 to 10 years in between if you observe it. So, and here come the business cycle. If you observe, just look at here business cycle. This diagram is very important. So many times I have asked diagrammatically show the business cycle. So this diagram you have to draw, guys. Prosperity, decline or nothing but recession, depression, and recovery, improvement. The middle one is a normal line. The study of cyclical variation is helpful to businessmen as well as economists for framing suitable policies and stabilizing their business strategies. Clear? So this is the cyclical variation. Next, coming to the 4th one, irregular variation. Irregular variations, the another name is random variations or erratic variations, erratic fluctuations. So random fluctuations or erratic variations also we can call. Now in the heading itself it is said that it is irregular, right? That means regularly this variation will not happen. It is the irregular moments of the data over a period of time. These variations are not regular. They are sudden unexpected variations, remember, which cannot be predictable. Clear? They are sudden and unexpected variations which cannot be predictable. They are caused by war, floods, strikes, lockouts, earthquakes, pandemic situations, etc. So for this irregular variation, at current crisis, what it is, pandemic, COVID-19 is the best example for this irregular variation. During this pandemic time, suddenly the sales of so and so item have come down, and then the trend has totally fallen, declined. Trend in the sense like in business and economist, trend has completely fallen down. At the same time, the number of death rate has been increased. Sudden increasing in death rate of so and so locality due to COVID-19. Earlier we used to tell such sudden things, earthquake, tsunami and all. Now we have to add even the pandemic viruses. Clear? The newly joined thing. Sudden increase in the price of vegetables due to bandh call given by an organization. Right? Suddenly lockdowns have started and the prices of so and so things have become more. Isn't it? These are all called irregular variations. We can say it as erratic variations or random fluctuations. Clear, guys? So these are the 4 components of time series: secular, seasonal, cyclical and irregular variations. Clear? Now coming to the methods. Methods of measuring secular trend. How many methods we have? We have 4 methods in our syllabus. Number 1, graphical method. Number 2, semi-averages method. Number 3, moving averages method. Number 4, least squares method. These are the 4 methods. Number 1, graphical method. Another name of graphical method is freehand method. See, graphical means immediately what will strike in your mind? Taking horizontal line and vertical line, x-axis, y-axis and then plotting the original values, joining them by straight line or the curve and observing the data by putting the scale. Clear? Even here also the same one. It is the simplest method of studying trend. In this method, actually time series means what is the exact justification of this chapter? Estimating the future, right? But this graphical method, how it helps in estimating the future value, let us see that. It is the simplest method of studying trend. In this method, original data will be plotted on the graph. Here the time is shown on the horizontal axis, nothing but x-axis, and the values of the variable is shown on the vertical axis, nothing but y-axis. Draw a smooth line or curve carefully which will show the direction of the trend, where it goes upward or downward or oscillatory, ups and downs. The straight line or the curve will be the best fit to the data. The line will be drawn according to some personal judgment. Here, how the graph will be drawn? Taking x-axis and y-axis. X-axis are being like taken on time points, time periods, and y-axis the variable values should be considered on y-axis. Joining the actual known values on a graph, plotting them and joining them by curve or a straight line. Then in the middle, one normal line has to be drawn which is totally purely subjective. Am I clear? Which is purely a subjective kind, nothing but a personal biased. What does it mean, personal biased? Everyone has their own nature of drawing the line, normal line. Okay, there is no fixed line for everybody. Common line will not be there, that normal line. So whatever, whenever, wherever like you should draw, in between the points you can draw one line. So that line may have totally a personal biasing line. So it's your individual judgment of drawing the line. Okay, so to draw that line, what are the general basic things? First one, to get the proper trend line, we must note some points. The curve should be smooth. Obviously you are using freehand curve. Approximately there must be equal number of points above and below the curve. When you just plotting the points, in between if you draw the line, approximately the above and the below the line points must be same. Approximately, I am not saying exactly or accurately. The total deviation of the data above the trend line must be same as the total deviations below the trend line. Okay, the total deviation, how much you took on a graph, the trend line what you are drawing, both must be same. Remember. Now what are the merits and demerits of graphical method? So it is very simplest method and easy to understand, and it is very flexible and adaptable, obviously, because what you are doing, just given information you are plotting and joining them by smooth line, curve, and then one middle normal line you are drawing which is having a personal biased line. means everybody has their individual way of drawing the normal line. There is no like common line between all the this thing data. Demerits, what is it? The line which you are drawing now, it's totally a personal biased line. So according to your interest you are drawing the direction, position, everything. It is totally your interest. Okay, so that is the major demerit, disadvantage of this graphical method. If it is not drawn by experienced persons, then it is dangerous to use for forecasting purposes. Generally this time series data, why we are collecting and observing? To estimate the future. If you are not proper in observing and collecting the data, presenting the data, definitely it may lead to negative aspect. That is the reason, because you are drawing totally a personal biased one, personal judgment line you are drawing, normal period. Okay, then obviously it will differ from one to one, right? If it is not drawn by the experienced persons, then definitely it may mislead. It does not help us to measure trend. Now what you are doing, just one plotting the values and drawing the graph, you are representing the histogram. It doesn't mean that you are measuring the trend, right? You are measuring the future trend value. No mathematical formula is applicable in this method. That is one of the major drawback. Okay, so unless and until you apply mathematically, you cannot prove graphically any kind of observations according to your requirement. Clear? So there is no rigid fixed formula for drawing the trend line, because as I said, it is totally a subjective, personal biased line. Because since different people draw different set of lines for the same individual judgment. I'll draw my own normal line and you will draw your own normal line. So there is no mandatory that both of us should draw the same kind of line. Okay, am I clear? So these are the merits and demerits. Just have a look once again, the graphical method. Everybody, so this theoretical aspects and all already you have your textbook. We have explained many times what is what. So kindly follow and then prepare for 1 mark, 2 marks. These theory questions are very much important, remember. So in the theory question, even a single line also can be converted in terms of question and they can ask. Now with this graphical method, I am going to end this video. In the coming video, I am going to explain the semi-averages method. Okay. Now, once have a look of graphical method problems, how it will be. Fit a trend line to the following data by graphic method. So years are given 2003 to 2009. If you observe the data, some basic essentials which are to be followed, the time gap between the years is same. Just have a look. The time gap between the observations in a time series data must be same. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So equal number of observations, right? And for the longer period only we took almost 7 years we took, right? And then actual values are given. See there, 65, 95, 85, 115, 110, 120, 130. Those are actual values. Now take the years on x-axis and as per the profits you take on y-axis scale, and then plot the values at 2003 65, at 2004 95, join them by straight line, and then one middle line is drawn. You could see very clearly. What is that line? It's a trend line, normal line. Trend line indicates the direction, whether it goes upward or downward or normal, oscillatory, right? So this line is totally a personal biased line. What here it is drawn, it is totally a personal biased line. Everyone may not be getting the same line. According to your wish you can draw. Okay, when you draw the line, approximately the lower points and the upper points must be same. Yes, just have a look. Okay, and it's a free hand curve. Okay, You can use scale, or you can directly join them by just curve or line something. It's a freehand one, remember. So this is a graphical representation. Now using this graphical representation, we cannot measure the trend generally, because we do not have applied any mathematical kind of formula to create the trend line. Mathematical formula has not been applied, so trend line may not be there, remember. Trend line will be there, but cannot be measured exactly the trend, how it is, right? So it fails. That is a disadvantage of graphical method. So with this, the graphical method is completed. Let us have one more video. In that, I'll be explaining semi-averages method and then the remaining methods. So thank you once again. Have a nice day.